The Chicago Bulls was able to pull out a double overtime victory versus the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. And the storyline for last night is release. Unleash Onuralp Bitim and the young pups. And Javon Carter, should I say more? Y'all already know. We gonna break it down, talk about it, but you gotta hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode on Shy Boys Podcast. If you're tuning in with me today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. As previously stated in the intro, the Chicago Bulls was able to pull out a 132-123 victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers in a wild game. Now, we can go ahead and talk about the four Chicago Bulls that ended with double figures last night. That's DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, Andre Drummond, and Kobe White. All those guys finished with double-doubles on the night. The Chicago Bulls are now 19-15 in clutch games, 6-3 in overtime, and those are the most overtime games played in the NBA thus far from your Chicago Bulls. But the storyline for me, after all things considered, even the 74 rebounds from this team, 25 rebounds offensively, man, the highest rebound total for the Chicago Bulls since 1975, ladies and gentlemen. But all things considered, it is time for Billy Donovan, this coaching staff, this organization to unleash Onuralp Bitim and the young guys. Stated from Andre Drummond, from Onuralp Bitim, who came out here and played over 20 minutes last night in clutch moments, 28 minutes to be precise. Onuralp Bitim was the guy, the young guy, to stand out the most last night. And you even got some contributions and some key moments from Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry, and your two guys who I believe are continuing to flourish and show what they're really made of. And Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White, they also contributed to that. Andre Drummond came out and said that OB was incredible. He's a guy who has played professional basketball for a while. He doesn't have that rookie mentality. He played like he belonged, and he does belong. And my goodness, why was Onuralp Bitim on the bench for so long? Hey, a lot of people might be asking that question, but hey, he had to get that started to get that feel for the NBA. So he needed some time in the G League. And I'm finally happy to say that Onuralp Bitim deserves more minutes. Julian Phillips deserves more minutes. Dalen Terry deserves more minutes. And Javon Carter need to sit his funky ass down. That's just what it really is. Y'all can call me saying I'm being a bit too dramatic when it comes to Javon Carter, but I am not. I want to talk about the young guys a little bit more before I go in on Javon Carter. Onuralp Bitim, he was definitely a guy who came out and looked like he belonged. He played this defense exceptionally well. He made his mistakes, don't get me wrong, but he played defense pretty damn well when he was out on the floor, mainly guarding Caris LeVert, and even had some of those switches on Donovan Mitchell, and even seeing some action against Okoro and other guys throughout the game. And those 28 minutes for Onuralp Bitim, he went 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the three-point line, and a huge 2 free throws in overtime to give himself 10 points on the night and 6 rebounds and his plus minus. So my guys out there that look at plus minus, Onuralp Bitim was plus 16 in his action that he's seen on the court. Dalen Terry, another young pup. Look, it ain't going to look beautiful in the box score for Dalen Terry, but I still feel like his presence was felt. I still feel like he was able to contribute in some ways. I want to see a little bit more offensively out of Dalen Terry. Look, man, shoot that thing. You can't go out here as a young guy that's vying for minutes and end up in your box score having no shot attempts from the three or the field. You cannot do that, Dalen Terry. I know that we watched the game, so we're going to be able to say that you made some impact. You know what I'm saying? You had a little bit of impact on this game, but you do need to add points to this team who is struggling in some aspects when it comes to scoring. And that, if Dalen Terry and Onuralp Bitim can continue to provide offensively, the Chicago Bulls should be able to alleviate some of the pressure that's on their starting five, who's playing crazy minutes these last few weeks. DeMar DeRozan last night logged in 49 minutes. Vooch played 40 minutes. Kobe White played 50 minutes. Ayo Dosunmu played 48 minutes. So these young guys got to step up. Julian Phillips, who had 14 minutes on the night, went two for 6 from the field, 1 for 2 from the 3, ended the game with 7 points, 2 assists, and 5 big rebounds. 5 big rebounds. So these young guys got to continue to go. It's time to unleash these young guys. Allow these young guys to use these last 24 or so games to continue to develop, to move this thing forward. I know it's been some people saying, hey, blow it up. Let's go into the complete rebuild. I've been on the side to say, hey, you don't have to blow it up. I know there's going to be some moves, but you don't have to say, let's get rid of Zach. Let's get rid of DeMar. Let's get rid of Nikola Vucevic. You can still make different adjustments and different moves and allow these young guys to continue to flourish. Right now is a very crucial point for these young guys, for the Chicago Bulls, to see what they have in their young players, because Javon freaking Carter is not the answer. 13 points, 2 for 3 from the field, ended the game with 4 points and 1 steal and 1 rebound. But that is not good enough from a guy who we thought was going to be coming in here and being that dog on defense. Defense is not the problem with Javon Carter. It's the offense. The offense has been abysmal. It has left much to be desired when it comes to Javon Carter. My man has been so terrible. I think you need to start. You need to get rid of the mismatch shoes and let's play basketball, bro. Get rid of the mismatch shoes and play basketball, bro. I think that all the minutes that Javon Carter, these 13 minutes, should be dispersed between these young players a little bit more. Hell, I don't care if Terry Taylor plays more than 4 minutes like he did last night. Just keep Javon Carter on the bench. My man's had 2 shacking the fool moments, y'all. The first one came when my man's passed up an open layup off a beautiful bounce pass from Nikola Vucevic. Javon Carter pulled a Ben Simmons and didn't even attempt to take a shot at the rim, and it would have been probably one of the easiest shots this season for Javon Carter. Second Shaq in the Fool moment came on a layup on the baseline that went behind the backboard, and enough was enough. I couldn't believe it. I had to leave my seat during the live call. If you wasn't during the live call, you are missing out, ladies and gentlemen. But Javon Carter, his signing has been a complete bad move for the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are not getting much out of Javon Carter, somebody who we thought was going to be able to add transition threes, somebody who thought we was going to be able to be a good spot up 3-point shooter, refuses to shoot the damn ball. So what is the use for Javon Carter? I don't know right now. I say, till you figure it out, let him sit on the bench. You have more guys, young guys who deserves opportunity, so you can see what the hell you got left within this team to push forward into the future. You got too many of these young guys that are absolutely ready and are more impactful in other ways than Javon Carter and his pump faking self. Pump fake. He just pump fake right now, rolling out of bed. That's just how I come. That's how I'm looking at it. My man's just pump fake out of bed. That's it. He probably gonna pump fake before he pour his coffee. He probably gonna pump fake before he brushes his teeth. I ain't gonna keep going on, but you get the point. He's gonna pump fake his way into the bench, and that's exactly what Billy Donovan should let him do. Go your ass all the way down to the 14th spot of the bench, and you can chill right next to Andrew Funk, Adama Sanogo, and Henry Drell. He was a bit too damn happy on the bench after that first half when he didn't do jack. You're too happy. You should be upset. And you know what I'm saying? Much credit is given to Ayo Dosunmu. DeMar DeRozan let us know that Ayo Dosunmu was very vocal during timeouts and pretty much said, stay with it. Don't get frustrated. DeMar DeRozan gave credit to Ayo Dosunmu, saying that Ayo Dosunmu kept the Chicago Bulls level-headed when we thought we weren't getting fouls or shots weren't going in. DeMar DeRozan also ended with saying he was instrumental in leading. I love to hear that from these young guys. I believe DeMar DeRozan has been a great leader for the Chicago Bulls young players. Regardless of the results, you still see DeMar DeRozan viewed as one of those leaders or the de facto leader for this Chicago Bulls team. So, Javon Carter, get your ass to the bench. Billy Donovan, unleash the pups. Unleash the pups. That's what it come down to, man. Unleash these young guys, man. They have a lot of growing to do, but they have some fearless basketball ways to what I like to say they deserve more time. The Chicago Bulls, they played big boy basketball last night. You seen the two bigs from the Chicago Bulls, and Nikola Vucevic and Andre Drummond, just be absolutely dominant on the boards. Absolutely a force within the paint. Shot blocking, doing everything that needed to be done to get this victory that was so hard to get. The Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavs had the game looking like it was a block party. It was blocks on both sides. 8 for the Chicago Bulls, 11 for the Cleveland Cavs. That's 19 total blocks on the night, and it was very, very visible on all those blocks. It was C-Dub rejected from DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? All on the live call. So it was just great to see. Now, we hope that the Chicago Bulls can continue to go in and play some big boy basketball, because the next matchup versus the Milwaukee Bucks will be a huge one against the Milwaukee Bucks, as the Milwaukee Bucks have started to find their stride and make their push for the playoffs. The Chicago Bulls need to find their stride and make their push for the play-in. Hey, that's just what it comes down to, man. That is just what it comes down to. But in all, man, unleash these pups, bro. Billy Donovan, unleash the pups. Y'all remember in the Simpsons when everybody used to cross Mr. Burns' property and they release the hounds and they come chasing after your ass and get you up out of there and they chase you across the whole city? Billy Donovan, unleash the pups. Unleash the hounds. Let these young guys come out here and play and be able to see what they can do against some of these other teams who might not be prepared for what these young guys can provide during a basketball game. Nobody expected OB to come out there and play 28 minutes and give you solid 28 minutes. Hey, I wouldn't be too mad if Onuralp Bitim is a starter while Alex Caruso is out. That's just me. It is an early sample size, but it'll be better than seeing Javon Carter. And every time the Chicago Bulls would not be able to come out here and play that double big lineup. I think it's something that we will see again versus the Milwaukee Bucks, because they are huge on their front line. So I expect Drummond and Vooch lineup to be used again versus the Milwaukee Bucks. And hopefully we see these young guys be able to get more tick, and Onuralp Bitim or Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry are one of those guys who's getting more minutes and more opportunities so they can continue their growth in this NBA. So, look, at the end, Billy Donovan, unleash the pups. Unleash the hounds. And Javon Carter, I don't know if we might have to Gordon Dragic him, y'all. Get him out of here, because the signing has not been good. Hey, that's it for me today, though, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Our live calls are lit, with C-Dub doing play-by-play. Me, Steve-O, and Big Kev providing the insight and the color for the game, and a multitude of topics, a variety of topics that we go over just to have a little fun and talk while we going through these basketball games and going through the motions with our Chicago Bulls, because they could absolutely put this game together that they won against the Cavs and come out and look like dog water versus the Milwaukee Bucks. You never know what you're going to get from the Chicago Bulls, but at the end of the day, we're going to root them on. That's it. That's all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. If you want to call in and be a part of our mailbag episodes where we play your voicemail and react to them on our episode, call in at 242-9219. Leave a voicemail, send a text message, and we will have you featured on the next episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Cognac. Gang.